Good evening, everybody. This is Monday, February 28th. Welcome to the evening commentary for Market Truth. We're going to have new monthly levels tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first day of March. So today I'm primarily going to go over the new weekly levels for the indices. We're going to go over the futures tonight and versus the ETFs. So let's take a look at where we're at, where we started the week. Interesting day today. Let's start with the S&P futures. The levels that we want to be looking at today, we basically saw some weakness in the Nasdaq and the Russell. The Dow and the S&P held up a little better intraday, as you see over here in the lower right-hand corner. We did not confirm. We did not have an intraday low volatility break. We stayed within the ranges, but we did come pretty close to the weekly. That level is right around 1316, 1317. So that's the level we want to look for on the week. To the downside, we want to look for that level to hold 1317, 1316 area. And then on the upside on the S&P futures, 1335. 1335. So the swing high from last week was 1343. 1335 is the level that we're going to want to get to confirm a buy signal for the week. So since we're going to have new monthly levels starting tomorrow, the only applicable levels that we're going to be looking at this week are going to be the weekly. So that 1335 is going to be the level to watch not only tomorrow but for the rest of the week. In the S&P futures, let's take a look at the Nasdaq, which did show some early weakness this morning before turning around. Here in the lower right hand corner, you see that we actually did trade briefly below our intraday low volatility level of 23.43. We did bounce back above that going into the close. What I do want to highlight is on the weekly, we traded all the way down. This is usually not a good sign to tag the weekly on a Monday, but we did bounce off of that nicely. So that level in the futures is around 23.39, 23.40. Let's just call it 23.40. We bounced off of that almost to the tick. We did rally to get up to 23.51 going into the close. Now we've got a little bit of a rally in the after hours. So we're currently 14 handles above that weekly. If we go back and we take out that swing low tomorrow, that would definitely be worrisome, and that would be a solid sell signal in the Nasdaq. On the upside, the level we want to be looking at is this level here, 23.75, 23.75. So only 20 handles above where we're at right now. Let's take a look at the Dow. The Dow, like I told you, with the S&P held up better than the Nasdaq and the Russell. On an intraday basis, we basically failed at the intraday high volatility level 3 times today. Once off the open, a second time. Well, actually, I guess it's just twice. This wasn't really a failure. So we basically tagged that line twice. Once going into the close, we pretty much closed on the high, and then in the morning, you'll notice on the weekly we did not get that close. The Dow definitely held up stronger, but the level we want to look at on the upside, 12,281, 12,281. So that's about 50 handles above where we're currently trading at in the after hours. On the downside, 12,094. 12,094 is where if we trade through that level, we're going to have a weekly sell signal. And last but not least, let's take a look at the Russell. The Russell was weak today. In the lower right hand corner, we did generate a intraday sell signal. You see that we bounced right around this 821 area, finally broke through it, traded down to 816, but popped along with the rest of the market back above it going into the close. You'll also notice on the weekly, like the Nasdaq, we tagged that weekly level around 816, 817, pretty much bounced off of the weekly low volatility level almost to the tick. The level we want to look at on the upside, 834.50. 834.50 is where the weekly buy signal is. And if we do take out the swing low today or this week in the Russell, watch out on the downside. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow night.